For the fifth straight weekend, there were violent protests in Paris. The protests were initially against a gas tax, but they now address a multitude of issues. Demonstrators wearing yellow vests have been fighting in the streets with riot police. Roxana Saberi is in the French capital tonight.
Police clashed with protesters today near the Champs-Élysées, made dozens of arrests, and used tear gas to prevent a repeat of the violence seen in recent weeks.
The police have just fired tear gas to try to disperse the protesters. They're also advancing on the protesters to get them to back off.
But Saturday's demonstrations were, for the most part, more peaceful than previous ones, and much smaller. Around 3,000 protesters in Paris faced off with around 8,000 police officers, defying the bitter cold. On Monday, French President Emmanuel Macron tried to defuse the demonstrations by promising to raise the minimum wage and cut taxes.
You're still here protesting?
Yes, exactly.
Why?
Because we don't believe him, and even if he's going to change things, it won't be enough.
The yellow vest demonstrations, named after the safety vests worn by protesters, began across France last month against an increase in fuel taxes. But they have morphed into a movement against the high cost of living, with some protesters calling on Macron to resign. Demonstrators like Laurent Vessé plan to stay on the streets until their demands are met.
I mean, if nobody goes down in the street, if nobody says what they think, it will never change.
The demonstrations have damaged France's economy, with retail and tourism hit hard. Two surveys out earlier this week suggest the country is now divided roughly 50-50 on whether the protests should continue. Rena?
Roxana Saberi in Paris. Roxana, thank you.